How does your view of transgender issues work when scientific anti-realism as a concept exists?
As a concept.
Alright, so scientific anti-realism is the concept that when you see me, you see, my skin, my hands, everything about me, but you do not see my cells, you do not see my atoms, you do not see the things that make up the things, they are just physical, so there is no really true way to prove other than by hitting me.
Yes, there is.
That I am right here, if it is only us two talking.
That's so fallacious.
This would apply to any gendering things, including intersex, which can have an XX or XY chromosome and have androgen or estrogen insensitivity. I'd like to narrow it down.
First of all, don't claim that a concept
we cannot fully
is a proven fact or a law. Okay, a concept is just that, it's a concept. It's not an absolute. If it were an absolute, then you wouldn't call it a concept.
my own individual liberty to gender that person.
Okay,
Let's just tackle what you're saying, that something doesn't exist on the microscopic because you can't see it on the microscopic. But isn't it a culmination of the microscopic that we see? Isn't it a group of these atoms getting bigger and bigger to form a cell, getting bigger and bigger to form a membrane? Don't we see the membrane? Don't we see that is part of what you're saying doesn't exist because we can't see it? Are you saying the stars didn't exist because we couldn't see them? Are you saying the other side of the earth doesn't exist because you can't see it? Are you trying to make the empiricism argument? Because that's fallacious. Mathematics disproves empiricism. If I have two matchsticks in this hand and two matchsticks in this hand, and I put them in all of them in one hand, I've got 4 matchsticks. I know that to be the case even if I'm standing on Mars. Strike. Even if I'm standing on Uranus, I'm still going to have 4 in that hand, right? That's math. That'll never happen. That's something I'll never see. But I know it to be true. That's an absolute truth. So this concept, what you're calling a concept, don't claim it to be a law and don't claim it to be fact. But let's take it a step further. And what you're saying is that don't you determine your own sex by sight? It's not something you feel. It's not something that is on a microscopic level exists. No, as you grow up, the older you get, the more you look down there, the more you realize what you have. And that determines what you are. And even if you don't want to be a boy, if you want to identify as a girl, the fact that you are identifying contrary to what you observed proves the fact that observation establishes what you are. Otherwise, you wouldn't be saying, I know I look like a boy, but I feel like a girl. No, you'd be like, I feel like a girl. I don't care what is down there. I don't care what that is. I don't know what that is. Doesn't matter to me because I feel like a girl. What you're doing and what a lot of America is doing, not a lot of America, a lot of American idiots are doing, is they're confusing sex and gender. I will use them synonymously. They mean the same thing to me. They're confusing sex and gender with sexual preference, and they are not the same thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sex and gender is a biological phenomenon, okay? It is how we reproduce based on our sex or gender. It's determined by chromosomes. It's determined by sexual organs. There are the rare occasions where someone has both sex organs. But I'm here to tell you, they're not the idiots pounding on the desk saying, I want my rights as a transgender person. No, they're not saying that. You're saying that, and you're saying it for attention, because the majority of homosexual people, non-heterosexual people, 2 types of sexual preferences, hetero and homo, the majority of the homosexual people out there don't want it to be your business. Just like I don't want my heterosexual establishment, my heterosexual being to be your business. You don't need to know what I'm attracted to. It doesn't matter at all to me what you think about me and who I'm attracted to. All you people out there screaming for transgender rights, You're screaming because you're a spoiled brat and you're doing it for attention. Because the people who are actually heterosexual and homosexual, that's who they are, and they don't care if you are or you're not, or if you accept them or you don't. It's the attention seekers. Notice it's this young millennial crowd that's beating this desk. Why? We don't care who you like. We don't care what gender you like. Like whatever you want. Nobody's holding you back because of that. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear me? Do you hear what I'm saying? Hello, McFly. Is anybody home? You're not making sense. You're doing it because you're a spoiled brat and you want attention. So shut up. We don't care. Further, people who want to say they identify by their feelings, they identify their sex or gender by their feelings, are full of it, because when you're 6 months old, I said 6 months old, that's something Drew Hernandez got me stuck on. If you're a 6-month-old and you can't even talk yet, do you think you're identifying your sexual preference? Do you think you're identifying as, I want to be with a girl, I want to be with a boy? No. But according to you, since you can't identify, then your sex doesn't exist. I'm here to tell you it does. It's determined by what's down there. It's determined by your chromosomes. It's not determined by what's up here. Once again, going back to the fact that you are convoluting sex and gender with sexual preference. Stop it. We don't care what your preference is at all. We don't care. Shut your pie hole. Go be with whoever you want to be. But I'm here to tell you, your sex, your gender is determined not by what's up here, but what's in the body. If you have someone who is mentally incapacitated and they're not capable of speaking, they're not capable of rational thought, let's say they're in a vegetative state, are you saying they don't have a sex or a gender because they can't identify with who they want to kiss? You're an idiot. Stop being idiots. We don't want you running our country. You're ruining our country. We don't want you running it.